Hello to you too. Thank you for joining us today in today's tutorial. So for this tutorial, I'll be using half yard of crepe. So this is a crepe material in baby pink. And if this is the first time of stopping by, do hit well to hit and subscribe button, join the family, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share my videos to family and friends, and wash my hands. And I will see you at the end of the video. So we'll be cutting the back one first. So what you're going to be folding is your bust measurement divided by 4 plus your stitching allowance, and then I usually add 1 inch for ease because that is for a child, and then plus 4 inches. So that's what you're going to be folding. What I am going to go ahead and mark a starting point, and I'm using 1.5 yard of fabric. I am making this for a 4 to 5 year old, for a 6 to 7 year old, sorry. So the length of the gown is 27 inches, so I'll make a mark there, and then I'll be adding 1.5 inches stitching allowance. I'll be adding the remaining one at the shoulder part of this gown. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then I'll be adding 1/2 inch stitching allowance. Please, if you can't see what I am marking, just do well to keep your ear, because I'll be mention all the measurements I am using. Then for the bust point, I am marking at 6 inches, so I'm going to go ahead and connect these lines I just marked straight. So guys, once I am done with this, we are going to go ahead and mark our neckline, and for the width of it, I am marking at 2.5 inches, and then the depth I am marking at 1.5 inches. Remember, I said this is for the back. We are cutting the back first so that we don't have issue with the fabric for the front. Then I went down by 1/2 inch for my shoulder slope, and I'll connect it into the neckline. So remember, I said I'll be adding 1/2 inch stitching allowance at this point. That's what I just added. Then for my bust point divided by 4 is 6.25. Then I added 1 inch for ease, and then 1/2 inch stitching allowance. Please add as much stitching allowance as you want. Don't mind I am using 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect my armhole curve for my back armhole. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to connect this bust measurements onto the hem area with a slanted line. So the back is going to be an A-line gown in an A-line style or pattern, and then the front will be a different one. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out before we go on to the front. If you haven't subscribed up to this moment, please take 1 minute to hit on the subscribe button and join the family. And I will go ahead and open up my button allowance because it's not going to have a zipper. Then for the front, we're going to be cutting this into 2, one for the yoke and then the lower part of it. So for the yoke, the length of my yoke will be 6.5 inches. So this yoke is just going to be stopping at, let's say, at the armhole area. So whatever you marked for your armhole for the back is what you're going to use for the length of this yoke. I hope you get this now. So once I am done with that, I'm going to go ahead and mark the width of my neckline, which is 2.5 inches, just like we marked for the back. And then for the front, neck depth is 3 inches, so 2.5 inches by 3 inches, and then I'll make a curve for a round neck. Once I am done with that, I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus 1/2 inch stitching allowance, and then I'll go ahead and mark my armhole line on my bust point. So the yoke measurement is supposed to be your armhole line or your bust point, but I added 1/2 inch stitching allowance to it so that I'll be able to plait in place in all those plates. I hope you get this. So it's, by the time we are done with this, it's going to fall into the what's it called, the armhole measurement. So the same thing we did for the back, I'm going to repeat the same process for the front. My bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for ease, and then 1/2 inch for stitching allowance, and then I'll connect my armhole for the front. So I'll go ahead and cut this out, and don't forget to cut out to mark your shoulder slope as well. Once I am done with this, I went ahead to transfer it for my fabric. You can see I added stitching allowance where I've not added at all. Then for the lower part of the front, so I took out my yoke measurements, cut out the remaining one plus my stitching allowance. So that's what we have here. Remember I said we are working with 1.5 yards of fabric. So I'll open up my yoke and you can see what we have here, and then we're going to be making plaits on this yoke. I'm just trying to check the front of my fabric. So we're going to be doing front facing front at this point, and this line on the fabric, I'm going to be cutting it out so you can see I didn't start from there. So I'll pin this down, which is my stitching allowance, and then we will start plating. You can see how I turned the first plate for my the first plate that I just made, and making sure that it doesn't enter my stitching allowance. So I'm going to go ahead, once I'm done with this arranging it, I'll pin it down. So I'm using 1 inch on every plate I'm going to be making. Then the second plate is you are going to fold it inward this way to meet the first one that you're going to you just did, and this second one shouldn't they shouldn't overlap inside. Remember, the inside is the front side, so you just touch it but not overlap, and then I'll pin it down. Then once I am done with that, you're going to go ahead and create this other plate. For this one, it's going to be overlapping at the outer part of this gown. So you know this part facing me is the wrong side of the fabric, right? So it's going to overlap the other one. So I'll go ahead and pin this down. I just hope you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. If you don't, please do well to look at the video very well and you will understand it very well. So once I'm pinned that down, I'm going to also fold in the other one, and it's touching the one inside without overlapping. So the one that is overlapping is just the one that is outside, that will be at the wrong side of the fabric. That's the back of the gown by the time you're done sewing it. So I will continue the same process until I get to the end of the yoke. At this point, you need a lot of pins so that you'll be able to achieve what you want before going to your machine to stitch it down. So guys, this is what we have. I'm done pinning this down, so I'll go ahead and stitch it down by 1/2 inch. Then once we are done with that, I cut out a strap of fabric of 1.5 inches, and then the length is as long as my armhole and then the neckline. So this is for my button loop. You can see the way I'm folding it, and then I'll make a stitch to the end. Once I am done with that, I'll fold it into two this way and cut out the excess, just a little for my button loop. I'll place it this way and then stitch it down. Then the 1.5 inches fabric fabric that we cut out, I'll place it from the back, from the neckline where the neckline started. I'll stitch all the way, just like I am showing you guys, to the button area, and then I'll come down. I'll make a U-turn at where my button allowance stops, and then I'll come up all the way to where the neckline ends. Once I am done with that, so I will use my pin to hold this down. Let's assume I'm done stitching it from how I'm stitching it all the way how I just showed you guys. So I'll go ahead and fold in by 1/2 inch, and then fold over again, and then stitch the way I just showed you. Once I am done, I'll repeat the same process for the front neckline. So guys, this is what we have. You can see I'm done attaching the pleats, and then I'm done. So once you finish your neckline, you stitch down your shoulder and then pipe your armhole. I hope you get this. So your neckline first, then stitch your shoulder and then pipe your armhole. So you're going to attach a button to this gown. So this is what the back looks like at this point. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to turn this to the wrong side. Once we turn it to the wrong side, we are going to go ahead. Remember, I added 1/2 inch to my, so you're going to work with the allowance that you added, or you can just measure it. I'll stitch down by 1/2 inch from the beginning to the end. So guys, this is what we have. After I was done, I also serge it, and then the next thing I'm going to be doing is to serge the lower part and then turn it by 1/2 inch, or you can just fold into two and then stitch all the way through. So guys, this is what we have. You can see the gown is coming to the end. to, it's coming out very nice. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to iron this out. You see, this ironing part is the game changer of this style. So I'll first of all iron the back. Please don't mind my iron is leaking a bit. That's why it has some stains of water on the fabric, on the clothes. So but you are going to be needing a very spanking hot iron, steaming iron, not just hot. You are going to be need to get what you want, to achieve what you want. So I'll go ahead and start arranging my plates, and then I'll start ironing it out. If you know how hot this iron is, in fact, I don't just wish that you guys can see the smoke coming out from it. So I'll keep ironing, arranging and ironing until I get to the end, or I achieve what I want. But please don't skip this part. This is the game changer for this style. Don't forget to iron your neckline, your armhole, every part of the gown. In fact, as you are making it, you can be ironing as you are while making it. Don't need to wait to this point to iron yours. Don't be like me. So guys, can see how smooth and beautiful it is laying flat. So for the design on it, I'll be using this ribbon. Is a half-yard ribbon. So I'll fold it this way, and then I'll make a knot just to create a bow. So once I make a knot, I'll go ahead and start adjusting until I am okay with what I have. I'll go ahead and cut out the excess, making sure that the two legs are equal. Then I'll place it wherever I want the bow to be. I'll continue the same process for the every other side until I achieve what I want. We are going to be having 7 bows. So guys, this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and attach this to the fabric, and for this I'll be using my hot glue to attach this. So I'll put the hot glue at the back of the bow and then place it on the fabric, and that's basically all for this style. Don't forget to put your button. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share my videos to family and friends, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Wash my ass, leave a comment. Would like to hear from you, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.